spaceship in Antarctica. While using Google Earth, he zoomed in on a dark area and says that the shape is a clear sign that it is a crashed UFO. The image, taken by satellite back in February 2012, has now been published online by Valentin Dektarev. It quickly went viral on the Russian social media website VK. Although the picture seems to show a crevasse, while experts say it is just a shadow, Valentin claims it is a dark solid disk in the ice. He said,
"I found the unique object using the online service of Google Earth in Antarctica. I think there is a very large disc-shaped flying machine among the frozen ice. In amongst the endless ice desert, it is the most genuine UFO in its most classic shape."
Andrew Fleming from the British Antarctic Survey told Mail Online that the object was quite clearly simply a crevasse in the ground. He went on to say,
"A crevasse is a lot of ice formed by differential movement of the ice. They can be tens of meters deep. It's one large slot, nothing unusual, but they are spectacular. It's certainly not a UFO though."
So guys, 7 is a weird one here. Can this be a UFO laying in the ice? Just a simple shadow? Or just a crevasse? Personally, I think it looks like a UFO could have been there and removed. Look at the edges of the area, it has ridges. And this area here looks unnatural to me. But that is just my opinion. Decide for yourselves. 7. Back in 2007, this strange skull was found in Olstik, Denmark, and has sparked a bit of controversy. It was discovered by workers who were replacing sewer pipes in a house, and has been dubbed the Sealand Skull. It was found above the pipes, suggesting that it may have only been there for about 100 years. Many in the UFO community, and ancient astronaut theorists believe this is the skull of an extraterrestrial being. According to several websites, the skull was examined in 2010 by the College of Veterinary Medicine in Denmark, to which no conclusion as to the skull's origins were made. Scientists said although it resembles a mammal, certain characteristics make it impossible to fit into the Linnean taxonomy. According to the website Ancient Code, when compared to a normal human skull, the Sealand skull has several differences. They stated that the eye sockets of the skull are not only quite large, but are also much deeper and more rounded. The eye sockets of the Sealand skull seem to extend further to the sides, whereas in a human skull eyes are more centered. The nostrils are very small, and the chin is very narrow. The Sealand skull is larger than the size of a male Homo sapien. The eye sockets are very large, and the smooth surface seems to indicate that this being was adapted to colder weather. The relative eye size suggests it was a nocturnal creature with giant eyes. The website also mentioned that since ancient times, residents in Olstik and nearby villages have talked about a local group called the Pegasus Order of Light, whose true purpose has been a mystery. It is believed to be that of protecting various elements, among them a mysterious cranium, and several devices made of extremely lightweight and unbreakable metals. So, is this the skull of an alien being, one that is part of a greater mystery that dates back thousands of years, or is this an extremely well done hoax? While other researchers have suggested that it could be a lost and forgotten species of ancient human, the jury is still out on this one. A group of Russian UFO researchers claim they have found a 300-million-year-old metallic screw in the Kaluga region of Russia. They said the discovery is evidence that a technologically advanced civilization existed on Earth millions of years ago. Some in the UFO community believe that the screw might have been left behind by aliens that visited the Earth millions of years ago. The Russian UFO research group, Cosmopoic, first announced the discovery of the 300-million-year-old screw embedded inside a rock in the 1990s. And since then mainstream scientists have struggled to explain it away as a natural phenomenon. The group conducts expeditions to remote sites on Earth in search for evidence of alien presence or activity, and cryptozoological species, such as Bigfoot or Almas. Cosmopoic researchers found the screw while visiting the Kaluga region of Russia to locate the site of an asteroid impact that occurred in the 1990s. While searching for evidence of the fallen asteroid, the researchers found a rock that appeared to have remains of a metallic screw embedded in it. The alleged screw measured about an inch in length. According to the website Ancient Code, the Cosmopoic group researchers said the screw was composed of metal. Geologists estimated the age of the rock to be about 300 to 320 million years old, older than the existence of dinosaurs. Evidence shows that iron atoms of the screw and the silicon atoms of the rock have in fact spread and fused, suggesting that the screw is by no means a recent addition to the rock. So in other words, it was not a fake. Discovered by YouTube user, Jason Hunter, a possible dead alien may have been found on the Red Planet. In a photo taken by the Mars Curiosity rover, we can see what looks like the remains of some kind of alien being, lying under a large boulder, or as Jason Hunter says, a building. Could the stones and boulders in this area actually be a collapsed building? One that pinned a being right underneath it? It certainly does look like a humanoid type being, with the head here. An arm and hand with fingers here. A leg and foot with toes here. And maybe even some kind of headgear. Ufologists believe this could be a crown or helmet. So is this a decaying dead alien under a collapsed building? Or is pareidolia playing a factor in this? Nevertheless, it is a great find, and another great mystery of Mars. Discovered by YouTube user, Cat Martin, 2016, footage showing what appears to be a UFO flying over Old Faithful, at Yellowstone National Park, has got ufologists talking. Taken from a National Park Service webcam, this footage not only shows the UFO pass by, but it also catches a mysterious green flash that takes place later. At first glance it could be chalked up to being just your typical meteor crash, but Scott C. Waring of UFO Sightings Daily believes this object came from the ground and traveled upward. He went on to explain, saying, "The bottom of the green flash has a totally flat surface, yet the top has a mushroom cloud-like explosion. For there to be a flat line on the bottom, the object would have to have ended or begun at that point. Since this flat green line is not on the ground, but in the sky, it changes the direction of the object to be moving upward. If we look at the footage again, the object does not appear to be descending at all, but almost parallel to the ground. Was this a UFO crash? Or was it truly just a meteor? This story has been around quite a bit over the last few years. A story of a photo that was taken by the Opportunity rover, back in September of 2014, and many in the UFO community believe it shows an actual gun lying on the surface of Mars. The object seen here bears a strong resemblance to a type of handgun, and does not match any other object in its surroundings. It sticks out like a sore thumb. But this was not the first time modern weaponry has been seen in a Mars photo. This photo was taken by the Curiosity rover back in August of 2012, and shows what appears to be a World War II style helmet. It sounds insane, but look at it in this side-by-side comparison. They are almost identical. Did warfare such as ours also happen on the Red Planet? Fought with similar weapons and protective gear? Are the objects just rocks? Were these pictures even taken on Mars, or were they taken on Earth like some have suggested? With so many stories out there, we may never know.